that was my summer. On top of that, I entered a write-on competition. Have a write-on competition, so that's where you write on to possibly get selected for a journal. That competition was 2 weeks to write the prompt, and then one day you have 8-hour window to take a blue book test. The blue book test went okay. I didn't really have the opportunity to look over the blue book and stuff like that I wanted. If you guys want me to do a separate video about, you know, journal, like how to write on and all that other stuff, I can do that. If you're interested, just leave that down in the comment below and I'll be more than happy to do it. So yeah, I then decided to do the write-on competition for a journal. Everyone has to do, you know, the write-on competition. And well, not everyone that's interested in a journal, you have to do it. But anyway, so yeah, the blue book one, I was just like, oh my God, like this was terrible. There were, I don't even remember how many different things. I'll insert a video because I think I have a clip of it here that we had to do, and I only got to about like a quarter of it done. It was just terrible. Pro tip, definitely review your blue book before you do a blue book test, like beforehand. Just run through it and get the rules and stuff like that or whatever. And mind you, it is now what, 11:03, which my time has expired. We had 8 hours to do the blue book exam. Guys, this is my work product. This is how many questions there were that I did not do. So let's just say, if it is the Lord's will that I make this law journal, it will happen, because it will be Him and Him alone. Trust me. Anyway, did that. Then the prompt, we had 2 weeks to get the prompt completed. Guys, just as my spring was just my summer as well, okay? Long story short, we had 2 weeks to do that prompt, 10 days to be specific. And I didn't start until 2 days before the prompt was due. So I only had 2 days to write mine. I honestly was not going to do it because I was going through a lot at the time. I had to be traveling. Like I said, I went back home to where my family was, and that's where my internship was, from where I actually attend school. I was moving, my apartment changed, my locks on me. There was just so much that I was going through. I had to move back and forth into cities. Like, it was just a hot mess, okay? Needless to say, I basically at that point was just like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get on a journal or anything like that because I just have too much going on, and 2 days to write a prompt, like, let's be real here. Like, these things are very selective and you're just not gonna make it. So I literally gave up. And then I was talking to one of my sisters-in-law. Shout out to you, girl, if you're watching this. But yeah, so I was just talking to her, and she's just like, so what's up? Like, how has everything been going? And quick, this is important. Make sure that you have like friends or a support system, people that encourage you and remind you of your greatness every now and again when you feel like you're too overwhelmed. You feel like, you know, everything is going against me and, you know, this is not going to happen, or whatever doubts you may have, that will reassure you that you're capable. Okay, that's very important. And for me with this write-on, she was that for me, because I was just telling her, like, you know, I really screwed up. You know, I really wanted to, you know, do this because I wanted, you know, to make a journal and all that other stuff, but I don't think it's gonna happen for me. I had 2 weeks to do this. It's only 2 days left. I haven't even started anything. And she was actually my my appellate partner. We wrote our brief together, and she was just like, girl, for the next 48, shut out the world and just write. You're good enough. Like, you know, you're a strong writer. Like, I think you can do it. Just do it. 48 hours. So I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to take her advice and I'm going to do it. What do I have to lose? I already did a blue book test, so whatever, right? So I did that 48 hours, literally. I was in the garage, locked away from my niece, from everyone, and I wrote for 48 hours. One draft. I hit the page limit to the max, literally. Like, I submitted my prompt about a minute before it was due, and I literally was taking out chunks of my writing just to hit the page limit. Okay, it was that bad. Okay, but anyways, I did that, and I just submitted it. Then here comes fall. I'm now a 2L. Shout out to me. Cheers to 2L. And we get an email about results, you know, coming out, and we had anonymous numbers and stuff like that. So I got an email from the dean with the anonymous number that I was assigned, and basically that, you know, results were going to come out. I really didn't think I was going to make the journal. I didn't even edit my paper. I did one draft in 2 days. 8 pages, okay? A judicial opinion. This was like, I've never written a judicial opinion before. Like, you know what I mean? I just really didn't feel proud. Work product was not like what I would have submitted if I was to submit this for a grade. I just felt like I really didn't do my best. So I was discouraged, but I had submitted it. So let me just check. Y'all. When I checked and I saw that my number was on a journal, listen, I can smile now, but I'm telling you, like, I cried. Like, I looked at that thing about 4 times. I checked over and over. I was just shocked. I literally just got down and I prayed. You know, I just thank God, because literally it was only him. It was not me. It was only him. Like, trust me, only him. I still don't even know how I made that journal, honestly. But I made a journal. So I am an editor on a journal this year, and I am very happy about that. Yeah. So the next thing, well, let me just wrap that up. So yeah, I made the journal and everything. And like I was saying before, had I not have my friend believe in me and reassure me that, you know, I can do this, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter what the odds are against you, just do it anyway, because I believe in you that you're capable. If it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't have been on a journal. And I am just grateful for her, and I tell her all the time, literally, it's her and God why I made that journal, because if she didn't push me, and if, you know, obviously God didn't just bless me, I wouldn't have made that journal. So make sure that it is very important that you have a support system going into law school, and then even while you're there, because I met her, you know, 1L year, my spring semester actually, because we weren't friends in the fall semester. We just so happened to become partners for our appellate brief, and, you know, it was a really good chemistry. So that happened, divine intervention, I guess. I have always, if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you would have seen my story about high school, where I was a part of a pre-law magnet school, and I did mock trial and moot court in high school and stuff like that. Argued before, you know, a district court and stuff like that. Wrote a brief, did all that stuff in high school. But trial team has always been my thing. So it's only right I had my eyes on trial team. So my school's trial team is nationally ranked, pretty well actually, and it's very competitive, very much competitive to make trial team at my school. So I went out to the information sessions and stuff like that, and found out it was a 3-round tryout, and you would be informed after each round that you did that day whether you made it to the next round. I'll insert some clips of one of my rounds. I was able to record a little piece of it, so I'll insert that.
14, are you ready for your closing?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
May it please the court? 17 dead and 25 seriously injured because of the negligence of Sassy's Incorporated. Predictable, preventable, probable. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, these are the 3 words I want you to remember. These are the 3 words that describe what transpired from November 17, 2004 to February 14, 2005. Had Chris Jensen performed his due diligence and not continuously neglected his duties as owner of Sassy's Incorporated, we would not be here today. It was in November of 2004 when Rusty Stockford contacted Chris with the opportunity for his band to perform at Sassy's Incorporated. Excited about the financial gain and the publicity his club would acquire from this, Chris quickly sends a questionnaire contract to Mr. Rusty, in which Rusty indicated that the band had intended to use pyrotechnic devices at the night of the show. An agreement was met, a contract was signed, and the date was set, February 14th, 2005. Chris himself has stated to you that he knew that the band intended to use pyrotechnic devices. The last time the band performed at Sassy's Incorporated, it used pyrotechnic devices without incident. But there was one thing that changed since the last time that band was at Sassy's Incorporated. Sassy's installed a new ceiling that was highly inflammable. Yet, they never told the band that there were now highly inflammable ceilings. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want you to ask yourself, would a reasonable club owner, under like circumstances, choose not to tell a band that was known for using pyrotechnic devices, that signed a contract to use pyrotechnic devices, that there was now a new highly inflammable ceiling? A reasonable club owner would have, but Chris Jensen did not. I made it through all 3 rounds, and then over the Labor Day weekend, I found out that I made trial team. Yes, so I made it through 3 rounds. We did closing arguments for round 1, 2, and then a closing argument and a cross-examination for round 3. And in round 3, round 1 and 2, it was just you and your judges, and then you got feedback. And then round 3, you had an opposing counsel, but you weren't really going against each other. We were just in the same area doing it. Like, you can see the other person, what they did, and they could see me when I tried out. And it wasn't, like I said, like both people couldn't make it, because actually in my 3rd round, the guy that I was up with, we both made trial team. So that was that. I don't know how many people tried out this year, but I know they were saying like previous years, they would have like over 100 people try out, and usually about 12 to 14 people are selected for the team each year. So it's very selective and very competitive at my school to make trial team. And I made trial team. I went back home for the Labor Day weekend because I had like a 4-day weekend. And I got a call and they told me that I made trial team, y'all. Like, I was in the air. If you follow me on Instagram, you would already know this story and stuff because I made a post about it. But yeah, I made trial team. So when I thought, you know, that's good and dandy, like, you know, your girl's on trial team, that was not all. Like, God still have blessings for your girl, okay? Like, I then got informed that night, they introduced like all the new members came and met the trial team. And then I was basically told that like I made Final 4. Yeah, Final 4. I made Final 4. You might be saying to yourself, what the heck is Final Four? Because I mean, every school does like their whole thing different, you know, their tryouts and all that stuff for trial teams. So Final Four is the top 4 ranked advocates. So of the team that makes it for that year, each round, I forgot to say that, you're scored by the judges. And after each round, out of all 3, your scores are tallied, and then the people with the top 4 scores are considered the Final Four. So the Final Four is then selected based on that, and you are partnered. So I was partnered with another person, and we were going against the other 2 Final Four members. And we were going to be running a trial in front of hosted by a litigation firm. So a litigation firm sponsors that every year at our school, and you run a trial. Again, everything was over Zoom. So we had, you know, little challenges here and there with that. But overall, it went well. That was just a hot mess preparing, because we had about like a week, not even 2 weeks, a little bit over a week to prepare. I still had my 5 classes that I was taking, had to like get in, you know, with everything with the journal, because the semester had just started in the fall. That's when we found out whether or not we made a journal. So with that, and then also, if you guys remember, I am a Barbie rep. So that weekend that the Final Four was supposed to happen, literally, I had Barbary outreach due, I had edits due for my journal, and then I had the trial competition plus my 5 classes. And my Mondays and Tuesdays are heavy loaded. I have 3 classes, one in which is a 2-hour class, and my days don't end until like 6:15 on Mondays and Tuesdays. So when I tell you guys, like, I was super stressed, like I was pinned to the like this, you know, with everything. And I was so happy to like make the team and then find out that I made Final Four. But y'all, the workload was so much. But anyway, we went into trial. We did the prep as much as possible. We had like a lot of Zoom meetings and stuff with, you know, we had coaches who were previous members of Final Four the year before. And we went to competition. So we went to competition, and at the end, they have awards for Best Advocate, Best Witness, Best Team, and then who the verdict was in favor for. So my co-counsel and I represented the plaintiff in the matter, and I did the closing argument, and I did a direct examination and a cross-examination. He did the opening, a cross, and a direct. And at the end of it, the verdict came back in our favor. Yes. So the verdict came in for the plaintiff, and we won Best Team. My witness won Best Witness, and I won Best Advocate.
Exits were clear at all times.
Yeah, so essentially the responsibility here is on the club owner, regardless of how the chairs got there or who moved the chairs.
Now, Ms. Walford, do you know anyone that was injured that night?
Yes, my stepdaughter, but she will be okay eventually.
And how, if in any way, might that impact your investigation?
It wouldn't at all. I'm here to give a professional, unbiased opinion.
And what is your professional and unbiased opinion of who was responsible for this fire?
Well, in my opinion, Mr. Stockard
Guys, listen. Like, I was literally pulling my hair out that entire week. Like, I cried. I felt overwhelmed because I had so much to do with so little time. I had so much reading for my classes. I had all these deadlines for things I had to do. And I just felt like I could not. But the thing that kept me grounded as usual was prayer. You know what I mean? Like I just prayed a lot that week, and I just asked God to like take control, because I don't know how me in the flesh I'm going to do this. I felt like in the moment, I bit more than I could chew. I felt like I was drowning, but everything worked out, you know, for my benefit, for my good. Like all the hard work that I put in paid off. And basically my team did a sweep or whatever you want to call it, because everyone on my team basically took awards. So it was amazing, but it wasn't, you know, like anything crazy, because obviously these are my teammates that we went up against, and it's more so of a showcase than a real competition. And everyone was great, trust me. Like everyone that made trial team, they can do their thing. So it was just an amazing experience, but it really, I think, kind of prepared me for what this year is going to be like for me. Now being a trial member, being an editor on a journal, being a Barbary ambassador. We're now ambassadors, we're no longer reps. Being a Barbary ambassador, and then taking my classes. So 2L year has really started off with a bang. I'm grateful because literally this is what I prayed for. So I have to really just take it all in and be grateful that I have all these blessings on top of blessings on top of blessings. Yeah. Oh, on top of that, I'm also a part of a pro bono project where I am putting in some hours. I can't really speak on what the project is about because we had to sign a confidentiality waiver, but I am also doing a pro bono project. I have great interest in doing pro bono work because I believe in helping those who are not, you know, financially capable. And I definitely want to use my experience and, you know, everything that I gained to do that. I definitely think a part of my career, regardless of what area of the law I end up practicing in, will be dedicated to helping indigent clients doing pro bono work. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening with me since 1L year. Your girl has been super busy, and I apologize for, you know, neglecting my YouTube channel. But like I've always said, you know, my channel is to share with you guys the possibilities of what's happening in law school. And a part of that, the reality is when you choose to do a lot in law school, you know, your time is limited. So there's sacrifices that you have to make. And unfortunately, a lot of my free time has been taken away, and that's a sacrifice I chose to make. So I don't have as much time to always be on top of YouTube, and I apologize for that. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm a lot more active there because it's easier for me to do instead of like, you know, editing videos and having to wait for it to upload. And I'm always having issues with uploading and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's mainly the reason why I am not as consistent on YouTube, is because of the time it takes to like edit and do all that other stuff. It's not because I don't love y'all, because you know I rock with y'all, okay? But yeah, look out for more videos that I have coming. Today I'm gonna also film a back to school what do you call it, haul. I was requested to do that. I've neglected to do that. I have to look through my request again to see what you guys have been wanting from me, and I'm gonna try to knock it out, so bear with me. But thank you guys so much for the consistent support. Those of you who subscribe to my channel here, that comment and interact, I really do enjoy that. Follow me on Instagram and DM me and just interact over there as well. Thank you. If you're also one of my subbies and followers from Instagram that congratulated me after, you know, I posted my post, thank you. I believe one of them, Fatima, if I'm pronouncing your name right, shout out to you, girl. I remember you being on both YouTube and IG. And Leah, Life of Leah, or Leah's Life, Legal Life. Shout out to you too. I know her name is Leah, but I don't remember. I think it's like Legal Life or Life. Shout out to you, girl. But yeah, I remember you two from IG and YouTube. But yeah, this video is getting super long, so that's pretty much what's been happening with me. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. I'm thinking about doing a Q&A. Let me know if you are interested in me doing a Q&A, and if so, again, leave that down below. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me, for sticking it out with my hiatuses and all that other stuff. I really do appreciate your support, and I am here to be of help to anyone that needs it. And I'll see you guys in my next video.